unpleasant awaiting us beyond the door. I couldn't help but think about that as I slowly began cleaning up the dishevelled room. Oh, really? That was only 30 minutes. Jesus. Think that didn't go for as long as I thought it would. Shit, I'm hoping there's gonna be at least like an hour and a half or an hour of the case left. Shoot. Does it matter if it isn't? If there isn't an hour? Not really, but I would prefer if there was. Hot damn. Yeah, that was rather short. Short and sweet. The door had somehow been bolted shut during the ship's emergency maneuvers. Susato drew in a deep breath and wordlessly unbolted the latch. Uh-oh. He knows it's Nikomina. Filthy rats, what are you doing in Nikomina's cabin? It appears that the both of you were unharmed. Yes, we are. What exactly just happened? I heard something from the speaking tube about ships colliding. That appears to have been a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? An emergency warning was indeed sounded throughout the entire ship. However, the ship merely made a temporary stop, due to a low visibility caused by the sea's fog. Ship is mess, passengers going crazy, and captain is red with fury. At the moment, only the first class area remains calm. I see. If a false alarm rang out, then there had to have been someone who pushed the button. You! Dark, shady intruder. Yes? She really put her all into that shriek. You opened trunk, without asking? No, we didn't. Huh? Oh, no, it wasn't us. That's right. The trunk was already open when we came back in. Mr. Detective? Yes? Arrest this man. I am knowing everything. This man is murderer too, yes? Oh, really? Exactly. And stowaway too. Ah, Christ. Really? Hurry, arrest him for trespassing. Murderer, stowaway, trespasser, no end to your trouble, is there? I really can't excuse myself from this one. Ship has solitary cell. You go in isolation now. We arrive at Hong Kong tomorrow. Then you arrive in police custody. Isolation? Detective Otanaga, isn't there anything we can do? We are on a Russian ship. I have no authority as an officer of the law here. While I convinced the captain to be lenient before, I fear that will no longer be possible. No. We've got to find a way to get out of this pinch. And quickly at that. What in the fuck are you doing here? What on earth? He just shows up in the weirdest ways. But sure, Sherlock's here. To save the day. What? What are you doing over there? Why's she got the tiara on? Every time I see Sherlock, I just have more questions. It's like, why is he here? What is he doing? Mr. Sherlock Holmes! Whoa. Oh, you know, I wanted to feel the weight of 20,000 rubles on my head. For you see, a detective must be able to comprehend anything and everything. I swear there were no shenanigans afoot. Indeed, I would never steal from anyone. Putting that aside, why were you hanging from the clothes hook on the wall? Ah, that. I simply wanted to experience the profundity There'd been 20,000 rubles. And to crush that cheeky hook, poking its head out of the wall with a snap. It's no use, I honestly can't figure out what in the world he's talking about. Yeah, me neither. Are you that self-proclaimed great detective? Ah, hello, good detective. I've been looking for all of you, actually. I wish to report some information, if you would be so kind as to allow it. I must not be a great detective, as I have no desire to hang from that wall hook. So what is it? What is this information? When it comes to a great detective report, or great detective's report, there can only be one subject to discuss. Namely, regarding the mysterious murder that occurred on the SS Al Claire last night. I have just completely solved it. Ladies and gentlemen, here is my report. Yes! Oh, please. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? What? What did you just say? Are we doing it? Oh, please. This is by far my favourite thing in the series. I don't know why, it's just great with all the, you know, finger clicking and stuff. It's great. I've brought this matter to its conclusion. There should be no other possibilities. I can't remember what it's called. His deductions. That's it, I think. I shall now elucidate the matter for you. Something only a great detective can do. There it is! A great detective's great deduction. Oh my god, yes. I've wanted more of these. They're so good! Especially with the finger clicks. Ha, solved? What nonsense is this? We are already knowing the identity of culprit. It is that stowaway in handcuffs, no other possibility. It wasn't me. I really hope it wasn't Nikomina. Yet there are no other individuals who could have carried out that murder. The murder. After all, the cabin was locked from within by the bolt on the latch. The culprit must have been inside the cabin. There is no other reasonable explanation. Oh, but there is. This is just like the locked room murders that you see in detective novels, isn't it? She is right, the locked room thing. What if the door locked itself? I really hope it wasn't Nikomina. Locked room? They're right. But they aren't. These doors can't possibly be unbolted from the other side, but they can be locked from the inside. Wait, obviously. They also can lock themselves. That's what I meant. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but that cabin was not a perfect locked room. Exactly. It was unlocked at one point, and then when the ship made a turn, it locked itself. Huh? There is, in fact, one other entrance to the crime scene. Huh? That entrance was the one used by the culprit when the crime was committed. What is this other entrance you speak of? Are you going to say the vent? Even now it lies open before your very eyes. It's the vent. The air duct. Or vent. The air duct, you say? You cannot be serious. You could not fit even an arm into a shaft as small as this one. Well, at least, not your giant arm. So you're saying the culprit entered the cabin through that tiny shaft? And who exactly would be capable of doing that? Nikomina's friend, maybe. As it turns out, last night, the victim himself witnessed the culprit's appearance, a speckled band. Could you be referring to... the contents of the journal we found on Kazuma's desk? 1 hour and 23 minutes after midnight, I heard a sound with a low whistle. Yeah, I think it is. You get like a beef. Is it beef? Beef stroganoff? Or is it stroganoff? I don't remember. But, hey, Hollywood Ellie. How's it going? So 1 hour and 35 minutes after midnight, I saw a speckled band at the air duct. I wonder if that bell emits a whistle-like sound. Oh, come on, Sherlock. Hit me with your great deduction. It's my favourite thing. Precisely. What could that speckled band possibly be? The answer to that mystery is hiding somewhere in this very room. Mr. Holmes? What do you mean? Worry not. All will be well. There may be a bit of a ruckus, though. Look at him in the fighting stance. Feast your eyes as I unveil something truly mystifying yet intriguing. There. That's... Is it the speckled band? It is a snake! Yes! I did say it was a dog so many times. But then I soon shifted it to being a snake, because I remembered the intro. Poor Stroganoff. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me the pleasure of introducing the true identity of the fearsome speckled band. There it is. Was he really? That's interesting. That's a snake, isn't it? Just so. Also, I don't know why I looked this up, but I did. I just looked at beef stroganoff, and it's with 2 Fs. Because I really wanted to know for some reason. I like how he doesn't seem to even care. Mr. Holmes, may I ask a question? Yes, please, by all means. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I really don't think speckled describes that snake. No matter how I look at it, it's more striped than anything else. Yes, that does seem more accurate. It's more of a striped band. Of course, Holmes has the answer. Quite the clever observation. However, what if I were to tell you that this very fact is part of the culprit's devious trap? What? You're saying it's a trap? And what kind of trap would that be? Allow me to elucidate. The time has come to reveal my findings. Yes! Do you understand the possible implications of what I'm about to say, Miss Nigamina? The Japanese man died. Very sad, but that is all. I am knowing nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, that's different. 5 minutes ago she said she knows everything. And tried to pin it on me. Just like last time, I have come to 2 conclusions. First of all, last night your friend slithered into the victim's cabin. And secondly, your friend took the victim's life. No. Nikamina is turning pale. It looks like his 2 conclusions have hit the mark again. Oh, his logic's gonna be wrong though. So this young lady's friend was the one who took Asugi's life. Oh god. That snake's got him in a vice grip, he can't even speak. He's definitely angry though. Good sailor, I suggest that you remain absolutely still. If you were to enrage the snake and suffer a bite, it would not end well for you. Now everyone, shall we begin? Oh yes! Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Yes! Oh my god, I've looked forward to this. Deductions start. The game is afoot. I love this so much. This time I won't gush over how cool it is though. Miss Nikamina, you said this yourself. I am knowing nothing. Nothing at all. However, you are unable to lie to yourself. Huh? Indubitably. It's only natural to feel pain in your heart upon recalling the events. So that's wrong. I think what I like the most is the clicking of fingers and then the spotlight. That very same pain is the evidence of your relation to the victim's death. But, who entered the scene that night, you ask? That would be the friend you carried on board the ship, wouldn't it? So that's correct. No surprise there, your line of sight shifted this time as well. It is very stylish. Naturally, your friend is that snake. No, it's not. I'm guessing the friend is the sailor. However, if that were the case, one problem presents itself. Oh dear. It was a speckled band that was witnessed by the victim last night. And yet, Unfortunately, no matter how you look at it, you cannot call this snake a speckled band. So then, what did the victim see last night? Huh? Do not look. I am knowing nothing about this too. Indubitably, the answer to that question is what you've just tried to hide. Oh. Oh! Thus, it is that snakeskin without a doubt. Indubitably, after that incident, your friend shed its skin, isn't that right? What are you talking about? Last night, the snake covered in speckles sneaked through that entrance over there. Guided by that call bell, it slowly slithered down into the room. In the dim light, the victim saw it as a speckled band. Therefore, the identity of your friend who sneaked onto the scene is a most unusual snake, capable of changing its appearance by shedding. I wonder if such a snake exists within the realms of India. So, the intruder. Conclusion: speckled snake. Topic number 2, fatal injury. Next, let's get into the core matter of his death. How and why was the victim's life robbed from him? From the information I have, the corpse did not show a single trace of external injury. Indubitably, the truth behind the victim's death lies in this deadly poison. We know that's not true. And so, if that is indeed the truth, there wasn't a trace of poison within his body, so not poison. It is possible that the crime scene still contains hints about the murder. You lie. Indubitably, examining the corpse will let us prove the cause of death. So that's also wrong. There should be a small near invisible trace of a poisonous fang on the victim's body. The trace of your friend, the terrible venomous snake's bite. What are you talking about? Miss Nikomina, it is pointless to feign ignorance. After the incident, you made sure to hide everything, correct? Well, she looked. Something in her wardrobe. Indubitably, your line of sight leads straight to the location of concealment. Oh, the trunk, not the wardrobe. The evidence of this terrible murder is hidden within your trunk. It could have been something else that's over in that direction, like the shelf. When we first entered this cabin, that trunk moved. The murder weapon, the snake, happened to rattle about at that moment, correct? No. By the way, the victim had heard a soft sound akin to a whistle before the incident. That is the signal you blew in order to manipulate your snake. Manipulate? You let your snake loose into that air duct, and called it back after a set period of time. It was unknown to you if the bite landed, so you decided to investigate the room. And yeah, it could be the dresser as well. Anything that's in that general area. We will find out when we get to our reasoning. If the victim was still alive, you plan to just send out the snake again. And this, I'd imagine, is just what the snake was trained to do. You are wrong. Guided by the call bell from the entrance, it took one little bite with its venomous fangs. That venom ran throughout the victim's body, snuffing out his life's ember for all eternity. That is precisely the true identity of the speckled band which robbed the victim's life. I can only hope that my deduction is incorrect. Which we know it is. Partly. Conclusion: venomous snakebite. Yeah, we already know that's not true. There wasn't even a trace of poison within Asugi's body. And there you have it. The great deductions of Sherlock Holmes have been revealed. I'm pretty sure we still have the post-mortem. Which should say, no traces of violence or poison. There we go. Alright. God, everybody's stunned. He was putting an awful lot of that into a snake bite, though. Maybe he doesn't know the post-mortem. Or, like, what the post-mortem contained. Miss Takumina had been training the snake to be used as a weapon. Over there is a milk saucer. I surmise milk was the treat used to assist with the training. Wow. This time the mystery is solved for sure. No. Good heavens, that was a brilliant great deduction. This truly is the great detective Sherlock Holmes. Oh, please. This is but the first step. It certainly helped to at least stave off my boredom, however. Okay, she's going to point out that there was still something off. Excuse me? A moment, please, Mr. Holmes. Yes, of course. Tell me what's on your mind. There is one thing I'm just a smidge curious about regarding that deduction. Ah, yes. Questions are certainly welcome. I'd be glad to answer them firmly and precisely. Thank you. First... Is she going to pull out the post-mortem? Snakes are born from eggs, therefore they are classified as reptiles. I see. You know your stuff. Reptiles. Do not drink milk. Huh? The only animals that would willingly drink milk are mammals. I do not think that one could train a snake with milk. Ah, yes. Then surely she trained it using a different treat. Milk is just an example. This problem is not important to the investigation. Next, snakes do not have ears. Huh? Therefore, I do not think it would be possible to manipulate the creature with a whistle. However, you know those stories. The talk of snakes that twirl and dance to flutes in the land of Arabia. But the flute is played to match the movements of the snake, not the other way around. Is that so? No arms, legs, or ears. Just how simple of a creature are you, snake? Please don't take out your frustration on the snake. So, may I move on to my next point? There's more? Oh, poor Sherlock. A snake uses the scales on its stomach to move. It would be impossible for it to descend using something as flat as this bell rope. But why? Getting mad at me won't change how reality is. Anyway, oh, that's a good comeback. Even if you send a snake through the air duct, it cannot return by itself. Therefore, no matter how you look at it, it would be very difficult for a snake to commit this crime. She didn't even bring up the fact there was no poison. Ah, Holmes is so defeated. Okay. Don't worry, we're gonna bring out the truth. It's our job. Wow. Now everybody just seems depressed. Now we've identified the issues. It's time to do it again, Naruhodo. Yes! The best part. By do it, do you mean... Yes, it's time to turn that deduction into a great deduction. I should have expected it would come to this. Understood. Let's do this. Take off my cuffs. That's just what I wanted to hear, Master Naruhodo. Ah, yeah. Take a look at your hands this time as well. My hands, sir? You don't have the cuffs on. Come on, you should know this by now. Again? The handcuffs are gone. When did... And like before, there's no need to worry. You can have them back when we're finished. Trust me, I'm not very worried about it. Now everyone, shall we begin? Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Yes! Review start. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Okay, so the speckled snake is the conclusion that we are trying to disprove. Miss Takumina, you said this yourself. I am knowing nothing. Nothing at all. However, you were unable to lie to yourself, so that's the correct part. It's the next bit. He said it's the pain in her heart. Indubitably, it's only natural to feel pain in your heart upon recalling the events. Nikomina really does look like she's in a great deal of pain. Yes, indeed. She appears to feel truly guilty about Kazuma's death. But considering her obvious confusion at what Mr. Holmes was saying, there's most likely a different meaning to her facial expression. Well then, let's make sure we thoroughly inspect Nikomina. So, it's not her heart. What else could there be? Oh! Oh! Oh man. God, this is just awesome. Alright. It's the claw wound. That's why she grabbed her hand. Wait, so I can examine it? I should just present it. Oh, look at this! This looks like it must hurt. She must have gotten scratched by some small animal. Not only that, but it looks like it happened recently. I don't recall seeing any kind of small animal around here. Alright, there we go. Time to destroy this. Claw wound. Yeah! Indubitably, it's only natural to feel pain in your claw wound upon recalling the events. No doubt, from the looks of it, the wound is still fresh. Nikomina, could it be that your claw wound was inflicted last night? Oh. I am regretting that man has died. And when I am regretting, this wound hurts. Okay. That very same pain is the evidence of your relation to the victim's death. But who entered the scene that night, you ask? That would be the friend you carried on board the ship, wouldn't it? No surprise there, your line of sight shifted this time as well. Naturally, your friend is that snake. Regarding that claw wound, it must have been a wound caused by her friend, right? But snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they have teeth. Right. To begin with, they do not even have any hands for claws to grow from. If that's the case, just what could the true identity of her friend be? If we look towards where Nikomina unconsciously directed her gaze, I'm sure that's where we'll find the answer. She looked towards the sailor. Oh, you sneaky bastards! It's not Stroganoff, it's that. Wait a minute. I was right! I've said that twice now. At first I thought it was a... not cat. At first I thought it was a dog, then I said a cat, and then snake. It might have actually been a cat, because I can see there's a cat on the table. In the picture. Examine it. It's a cat. With a bell! Oh, the plot thickens. This is a photograph. It must be something Nikomina brought on board with her. Nikomina truly is quite beautiful. It's definitely true, but if you ask me, I'm more interested in this little black one over here. I should take a closer look at this photograph. Oh right, so I was supposed to examine it. The kitten. Ah. I don't actually know if the pet was a snake. It might have actually been a cat. This must be a cat that Nikomina is embracing right here. Also, how's it going, Crazy Flipper? It's certainly an adorable kitten. It could even give you a good run for your money in terms of blackness. A black kitten. Huh. From what I can see, it appears to be quite fond of Nikomina. I'm presenting the kitten. There we go! Kittens have claws, too. Naturally, your friend is that kitten. Right. One look at that claw wound and it becomes painfully clear. A black kitten. I don't know where it is right now, but... You brought it along as you sought asylum, correct? It wasn't the snake. Oh. So her pet was the cat. Where the hell did the snake come from, then? Blackie is my friend. That's a creative name. Cannot leave behind. So the kitten's name is Blackie. However, if that was the case, then one problem presents itself. Who does this snake belong to? It was a speckled band that the victim witnessed last night. However, no matter how you look at it, this kitten looks nothing like a speckled band. So then, what did the victim see last night? Do not look. I'm knowing nothing about this. 2. Indubitably, the answer to that question is what you've just tried to hide. Thus it is that snakeskin without a doubt. Nikamina. She took out what was in her pocket and hid it behind her back without thinking. If she had kept it in her pocket, she would have gotten away with it. I would expect no less from Holmes' forte, his bluffs. Shouldn't a great detective's forte be his deductions? At any rate, yeah, it'd be an attorney's. It's difficult to believe that it would be a cast-off snakeskin. Then what on earth could it be? What is Nikamina